Hey everybody, it's Saturday and it's beautiful here. I don't know what the weather's like where you're at, but we just got through cutting some grass and normally it's pretty miserable out there and it has been not eventful, so that's nice. One of the things that I wanted to ask, I should have asked it on the live, but didn't. I am considering the possibility of starting a separate store. So I wanted to know if anybody has two stores or they just focus on just the one, what your experience is. We have, obviously, for us, and I think the so called summer slowdown is different for different people at different times. So it's been fairly brutal over the last month or two, and our 9-day total just keeps going down, and it's not gone up. And I thought, I don't know, miraculously that October the 1st, being the fourth quarter, things were going to just take off, and they have not. But the reason why I have halfway considered starting a second store is a couple of different reasons. One of them is that I have just a ton of ties. Now, ties don't sell very well. My wife doesn't mind doing the photos for them. And since I'm using Better Lister, which I've not run ties through Better Lister yet, I would think that it would be pretty quick and easy as far as doing the listings. I kind of stopped picking them up mainly because I have a lot of them, but also the store that we've been going to over the last couple months, they don't really have a good system for selling ties, and it's just a mess, and I just didn't buy them. But that store has changed how they're doing everything, and we are going to try. We're just going to go back to a previous store on Monday that's very consistent. They do the same thing every month, well, every week. You just know it's been this way forever. And of course, I hope when we go on Monday, because it's been several months since we've been there. I hope when we go on Monday, it is still the same. But I can get a bunch of ties there. I can't get a lot of jeans there because someone pays up for them and gets them beforehand. And our system, we just really can't afford to pay up unless it's like a really special pair. We have sold one. I think our highest selling item was a pair of really funky polo jeans that have pockets everywhere, and the polo pony on every single pocket. I think we sold that pair of jeans for like $200, but likelihood of finding those again. So this store is not known for us being able to find jeans where we were finding them, and the store we've been going to for the last couple months. To be honest, I don't think we sell a ton of jeans. I think we sell a lot more just what we refer to as pants. So that's anything but jeans. We keep our jeans separate. And we sell them, but not a lot. So, I don't know, maybe it's not a terrible thing when we shift over, because there's some things at this store, like I said, that we can get. And then there's some things that we are not going to get anymore, which all could have changed, so we'll see. But because I have access to a bunch of ties, like I said, there's not a high sell-through rate with ties. I wouldn't recommend, if you're only going to get certain things, that you pick up ties. I like doing ties. My wife likes doing the photos for ties, and so we'll see. But I have been toying with the fact that we've had this conversation more than once. Currently, we haven't sold a lot of ties, and that's because we're not listing ties. And unless we have it in a rotation where we have X number of listings we do a day, and at least one of those is a tie, then we don't sell ties. Now, I think we may have just sold one, or at least I got an offer on one. But I have gone back and forth with having a very niche store. And so our current Leanstead store is set up under my wife's name. It was her account. She's the one that's had an eBay account the longest. I'm thinking I probably didn't set up an eBay account. Maybe it's been like a year and a half ago. Maybe I set it up. Can't remember for sure. But it's not, I don't sell on it. I set it up just to try to figure out what was going on. But I could set up a store there, and I could just try an experiment where, specialize just in ties. Say, for instance, I have heard of some other people. I think Pops with Grandma and Pops, he has been trying some niche stores, and they've done pretty well. I think he's picked something that is fairly low effort for him to pick up and list, and so them being niche in theirs. But if you know anything about him, they're everything sellers. So he's tried this experiment, and it seems to have worked to the point that his wife is kind of niching down on one of the things that they sell, and he may have even set up another one. So, I'm torn because it's not very lean to have two different stores. I'll have to start over basically from the beginning. Not that it's really the end of the world. I'm currently not making, any money or very little at all off ties. So it's not like me switching over to start over with a store there that it's going to hurt us by doing that. But I'm just really tempted to try that experiment. And in doing so, I want to record my experience. Now, I won't be able to really record the part of setting up the, just, hey, you don't have even an eBay account kind of deal. But I could probably figure out a way to demonstrate that part, which is fairly simple. But I could take it from, hey, you're just an eBayer that you're a buyer, and you want to convert to being a seller. And I could probably, from that point, document the journey if anybody would find that interesting and helpful. I think that when you are watching a lot of the guru channels, like they're way past all that, and they don't have any interest in showing the beginnings of something. But we need additional sales. B, this is probably, as far as ties go, one of the better times to be trying to sell ties. So there's that. I also want to document this for my kids, and funny enough, I really want to have documented it for my grandson and hopefully future other grandchildren, so that they can just just watch Grandpa do something crazy, but B, maybe they might have a store. In fact, maybe I've thought about the fact that I could start a store that I could give to them at some point at an early age and help them get started. I mean, who wouldn't have wanted to have started this journey, well, in our case, 50 years ago, and been able to, make an income and be quite proficient at it at this point in our life. So, I don't know, maybe eBay wasn't around 50 years ago. I can't remember for sure. But anyway, all that being said is that I have several reasons why I'm considering it. If I'm going to do it, I need to do it fairly soon. I am considering documenting it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, ideas about having a second store and it being very niche, and whether or not you're doing it or not, and pros and cons. Because if this is helpful to us, hopefully it'll be helpful to some other people. So anyway, hope you all have a great Saturday. Watch some football and have fun. I'm going to be doing some listings because Auburn's on a bye weekend. So anyway, y'all have a great one.